Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of July 4th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
Nicole Eridix is away this week, so it's just the two of us. As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give in to our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about saying no to our kids. I got an email about a calculator by which you can determine how often you say no to your child in a year. Is that right, Catherine? You played around with it.
No, it's a lifetime.
Oh, in a lifetime. Okay.
Well, it's up until they're 16.
Ah, well, that feels like a lifetime for sure.
You input how old they are, and you answer 2 questions. Does your child ask multiple times to try and get their way? Yes or no? And have you said no to or yes to your child? Well, that's silly. Have you said no or yes to your child more than 5 times already today?
Ah.
Which, that question is poorly worded. And then you say, what are your average number of yeses and nos per day? And then it spits back to you the lifetime total of no.
Which children are even now filling out and going, see? Look how much you say no. You're so mean. But
yes.
the email about it stated that parents say no to their kids more than 8,000 times a year. And I think that's a little low. But, sadly, we cannot make our calculations on this calculator because our kids are over 16. Right. And if you, we'll have the link in the show notes if you would like to go check it out for yourself. See if you can beat the average. Maybe you can say no a little more, and then you can be at the top of the chart.
Right.
But it got me thinking. It's not a thing for the age group which we are currently discussing. But do you feel like you say no a lot to your kids, Catherine? Do you feel like you say more now that they're possibly wanting to do things that are dangerous or stupid than you did when they were little? Do you feel like you're a no parent or a yes parent?
I think I'm probably more of a yes. I'm probably too permissive.
Does your husband pick up the slack, and is he the no parent? Because you got to be able to do, do the good cop, bad cop thing.
Well, in that case, I am definitely the no. The no person. No, you can't buy that, eat that, wear that, whatever. He's definitely the one who's going to be out there trying to buy.
And this goes for the dogs as well, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do we count the dogs in the the dogs would like a calculator of their own. My mom says no to me all the time.
All the time.
Can't jump on the couch. Can't eat that thing. Can't go out right now. No, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See, now we got the dog door. They can let themselves out.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Self-actualization for the dogs.
It took a little bit of encouragement until they understood that they could really do it.
Wow. Mm-hmm. We never have done that in any of the houses for any of the dogs we have, but I've always wondered about it. Is it mostly just so that you don't have to keep getting up and letting them out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, we had 2, and it was always a 3-trip process because it would be 1 to let them out, and then a 2nd trip to let the first one in, and then a 3rd trip to let the 2nd dog in because she would always be out there longer. Yeah. So,
well, girls take more time. You got to put paper around the piece of grass. And
so, yeah, at first they're like, really? What? But now they're pretty good.
It would be nice in our house if we could figure out how to do that if we ever get a dog again, because the backyard is downstairs from our main living area. So it's not just walking to the door, it's going downstairs. And,
right.
So that would be convenient if the dog could do that on their own recognizance.
My husband decided that the screen door that we had was kind of crummy, which agreed.
Screen doors are pretty much kind of crummy, like after about, how long?
Right.
30 days? 45 days?
So we knew that it would need to be probably replaced at some point. So he says, let's just cut a big hole in it and put a dog door.
But could not something from outside crawl in through that?
Well, it has two, flaps. So, yeah, I mean, theoretically, a small, like a squirrel or a rodent or a rabbit or whatever, I guess could, but...
You need to put a little no entry on the outside.
Yeah.
Members only.
Exactly. I do feel like little tiny gnats have somehow made their way in because of it, but whatever. It's worth it.
Yes, that does sound good. But back to children.
Back to children. Yeah.
I imagine I've said no a healthy number of times in my kids' life. But, sometimes no gets a bad rap. Because, if it's like...
No, you don't have to go to school today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, do I have to get up right now? No.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I have that piece of candy? No.
Mm-hmm. I do think about it in the sort of choose your battles
definitely.
mode, which I think is a very important parenting strategy that everyone should know about.
Yeah.
That sometimes you default to no, and you maybe don't need to.
Yes, definitely.
So if the calculator helps you sort of realize that and think about that, then that's probably helpful.
Yeah, you just need to get them to reword their request so you can say yes when you don't want them to do it.
Yeah.
But, choosing your battles, I think, is a good parenting strategy from the very youngest days till even when they're young adults and teens. Because, like one we've talked about before is kids wearing inappropriate clothing for the weather.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can battle that every morning, but...
But why?
You're going to be inside most of the time.
And it's a myth that, being cold makes you catch a cold.
Or so we will tell ourselves as we send our children out in their shorts in the 20-degree weather. It's fine. Yeah, my husband has zero tolerance for that, but I'm like, this is not a fight I wish to...
Nope.
We've been talking a lot lately about... My son has a very... As is not atypical of kids with developmental disabilities, has a sort of a hunched, bobbing walk. And he always has. And when he was in school, therapists would decide that they were going to fix that. And I remember one time he was the speech therapist. When he was walking to speech, she was dogging him the entire time. Stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight. And I'm like, teach him speech.
Yeah.
Let him focus his energy on that. So I was always telling professionals no when they wanted to do that. So now he's still doing it. And my husband is like, stand up straight. And I'm like, well, I've been telling people not to say that to him for a long time. Maybe we could just keep letting this slide.
Because what is the harm?
What is the harm? And the thing I like about it secretly as a mother is that if he's leaving something and walking through a large group of people and I need to find him, I can spot his walk instantly. And so in my permissive motherly heart, I'm like, that's my boy. But my husband thinks it's bad posture, it's going to hurt his back, it makes him slouch, it's bad. But it's like you go for a walk, and it's constantly, stand straight. Yeah. It's like, no. Over and over and over again. His calculator would go way up.
And that's not going to... He's not going to want to walk.
Yes, exactly.
With you if that happens.
Yeah. So that's sometimes parents have choose your battles disputes. This is one we're having right now because I'm like, that's the way my boy walks. Stop it.
Yeah,
I love him, just in his little bob and hunch way. But you're not wrong that it's not the most skeletally healthy way to move through life.
Yeah. I'm sure there are people who would not be able to deal, well, perhaps your husband, with my son's hair, which is has not been cut since February of 2020.
Oh my gosh. Yes, he's got quite the mane now.
Yes. And literally not even a trim, nothing.
Wow.
And it looks great, actually.
He has good hair.
He has very good hair, so, and it's definitely not something that we're going to have a disagreement about.
That's the kind of thing that at some point he will just decide to do something different. And you will not have had to invest your parenting capital.
Exactly.
And if he doesn't, you know what? He's not the only person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the no's. You gotta use them when you need them, and not use them so much that nobody pays any attention to you.
That's right.
So, parents, what we're saying to you right now is no. No, don't say that. No, don't do that. No, don't pick that fight. No. Is there a calculator to see how many times podcasters say no? Well, right now I'm going to say no. You cannot have any more of this episode of Parenting Roundabout. No. That's it for today's round 4.
It's over.
It's over. No, you have to wait till tomorrow when we'll share a roundabout of things we've been using or enjoying lately that we think deserve a shout out and that you can say yes to.
That's right.
Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there on our Facebook page or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.